What's up, guys? I'm sorry I've been lacking on the videos, obviously, but I'm gonna try to get straight into it. I got stuff to do today, but let's get straight into this. But for today, what I got for you guys is a top 5 summer best bass baits, and it's gonna be going over a top water, some deep divers, obviously. I'll tell you about some plastics that you could use at the very end of the video, but I'm gonna try to make it quick for you guys. But so let me get straight into it. The Whopper Plopper. The Whopper Plopper is an amazing bait for the summer in the mornings. I know you guys are probably saying right now, "Oh, the Whopper Plopper. Why the Whopper Plopper? You can't fish top water in the summer." Yes, you can. You can fish top water in the summer all you want, especially in the mornings when the morning weather is still probably 70, 75 degrees in the morning. The sun's barely rising. And this is a Whopper Plopper is a really good bait to use because of the tail. It makes a lot of disruption up under the water, especially when you're fishing those grass flats out in the deep or in the shallows, obviously, to fish the top water grass flat. And this tail will pull out some lunkers in a tournament. I've done it before, but yeah, this Whopper Plopper is really good to use in the mornings. But because all the lunkers and all those fish are not always down deep in the mornings and the afternoons and whatnot. Sometimes they're under the docks. They're obviously, like I said, they're in those grass flats, those 10, 15-foot grass flats up in the shallow areas. You know what I mean? So Whopper Plopper is always a good one to use in the morning. That tail really messes them up. And so second on the list is the jig. Jig's also really good in the mornings or the afternoons. Most of the time, I like to use this one in the afternoons because, especially if you have a good green pumpkin craw trailer on it, you could fish these almost anywhere you want. You can fish them slow. You can swim them, depending on what head you have on your jig. You got football heads. You got what I call baseball heads is what this one is, because it's kind of most rounded one out of all of them. But you got what I call this one the baseball head. You got the football jig head. You got the swim jig head, one that looks like a point of a knife. And so yeah, this one you can fish really good in those deep docks that you see on next to the shores and whatnot. Those deep docks, these jigs are really good to fish slow and bounce them up and down up in those deep docks, especially if they have some structure down under the dock and whatnot like that. So bass like to hang around those deep docks and hang down at the bottom, eat the stuff off the bottom, I should say. But yeah, the jig's really good depending on what head you have, depending on what you're going to do with the jig. But yeah, those deep docks, jigs are good for in the summer. Not last but not least, I'm dumb. Next we have is my baby, the good old jerkbait with a green, I forgot what it's called. I've had it for the longest time, but it has like greenish, like a polished green back, and it's kind of like silver. It's kind of silver on the top and then clear on the bottom. But anyways, this slow sinking. It's a slow sinking. The lip says it goes 8 feet, but since it's slow sinking, it'll probably go 10, 12 feet. So these are really good for those deep points that you like to fish in the afternoons or in the mornings, obviously. Those deep points are really good. This jerkbait is really good to use in those deep points or those, like I said, maybe the deep docks as well. I like to use the jerkbait in a pattern, and usually my patterns are like a quick 1, 2, 3 jerk, 1, 2, 1, or like a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. Obviously, that's in the spring, the fall, pre-spawn, when they're pre-spawning, trying to get all the food and whatnot. Especially around the bridges, the jerkbait works really good when the shad are hovering around those pylons. The jerkbait's really good to catch those bass deep around those pylons that hold up the bridges and stuff. But yeah, the jerkbait. Sorry, god dang, I can't speak today. The jerkbait is really good to use in the pre-spawn. I don't know why I'm talking about pre-spawn, but summer, really good to use in the summer. but I'm sorry, it's just all around. It's a good all around bait. All right, so that's the jig. Next up, next on the list is the lipless crankbait. A lot of fun times with lipless crankbait. Lipless crankbait, you can basically fish it however you want. I'm sure you guys know that, but the lipless crankbait, you can fish it however you want. You can fish it shallow, you can fish it deep, you can fish it really deep, you can fish it mid-range. You can basically fish this lipless crankbait however you want to, just depending on, you know, how fast your reel is. Like my reels is 7.11, so it's pretty quick. And, you know, it all depends on what you're fishing. Do you want to fish shallow? Use lipless crankbait, fish shallow. It all depends on what you want to do. I mean, there's many of different types of lipless crankbaits. There's many of different types of ways to fish a lipless crankbait, like I just said. And, you know, it's just all around good bait to use. And, you know, I can't really say much about it because there's not really much to say about it. So it's a really good, you can basically fish it however you want to fish it. So there's that. Next on the list, last but not least on the list, is the Strike King crankbait. The Strike King crankbait is really good to use on those good 15-foot points that you like to fish in the morning or the afternoons, but especially the bridges in the summer. Those bridges are really, like I said, with the jerk bait in the summer, those shad like to hang around those pylons. And this is also just a really good one, especially if you guys know where Lake Keowee is down here in South Carolina. Lake Keowee is really shallow. You can see probably 5-6 plus feet down below the water. And it really, with the crankbait, it really all depends on what colors you're using, depending on the weather and what kind of, if the water's muddy, murky, clear, you know, stuff like that. But it really all depends, with the crankbait, all depends on the color, because there's only really one or two ways you can really fish a crankbait, you know what I mean? So crankbait's always really good. This is the Strike King crankbait. It goes about 8 feet down, I'm pretty sure. I wonder if it says it on the lip. Nah, it doesn't. Wait, what does it say? The Fat Papa. This is called the Fat Papa, Strike King Fat Papa. Go get you one. These are really good. I've caught plenty of fish on these. It dives about 8 feet down. It's really good crankbait. It's small, but it'll catch you some good ones. I think the biggest bass I've had on here is a 3-pounder, or two or three. But it's a really good bass, fish and lure. And obviously it all depends on the color, like I said. And that's it for my hard baits and what I have up right now. So now, soft plastics. Soft plastic baits. You can use really almost anything you want. You just gotta fish it slow and deep. That's really it, slow and deep on those soft plastic baits. You can use, you can jig head it, you can Ned rig them. What else is there? You can California rig, Carolina rig. There's plenty of ways you can do it. Just look them up. But I think I just said like 4 or 5 of them that you can do that are really good to fish slow. But you can basically use any soft plastic. But usually in the summer, I like to use like the 8-10 inch worms, no matter what, because those are just really effective to go deep with, obviously. But those 8 to 10 inch worms are really effective to go deep, especially when you want to move them slow. They're really good. They look really, really good to the bass, I guess, because I catch a lot of fish on them. But yeah, I mean, that's really it for the video. Hope you guys liked the video. Hope you guys learned something from the video. I'm a little stuttery today. I just woke up. It's like 9 a.m., 10 a.m. But I wanted to get this video done and over with because I got to go fishing tomorrow morning and I got to get all my stuff ready. So I got to get everything done and figured out. Got to go get my fishing license. But this ain't a vlog. I'm not going to tell you about my life. So hope you guys liked the video. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends about the videos and my channel, Jerkbait King. Go follow me on Instagram at bassmonster71, bass_monster71, and that's really my only fishing social media. But like, comment, subscribe. Peace.